Okay, 7 o'clock. December 10th, 2019, there's a public hearing starting tonight's business regarding the order of road discontinuance pursuant to Title 23 MRS 3026-A, paragraph 2 for the Mount Road.
This is the final piece. I know I keep saying that, but this should be the final piece. You guys signed the order of road discontinuance last meeting. I just needed to serve that on the butters, and I did that. So you needed to have a public hearing in case they wanted to come and speak on this. I did, they were certified and did get it.
So is there any questions? This will come up at the annual town meeting in March to discontinue the rest of the Mount Road, just a small piece. So does anybody have any questions? I'll declare the public hearing over. We go into the Selectmen's meeting. Number 2 is minutes of November 26th.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of
Second.
November 26th.
We gotta fix that. I left Jim out and Jim was here, so I gotta correct it. Jim was here.
So moved and seconded with the correction.
With corrections.
Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Number 3 is the warrants.
Make a motion to sign warrants. Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Number 4, set a date for a special town meeting.
I looked at the dates. I'm hoping we do it on December 30th.
I think-
It's as close as,
I think first we need to move our December 24th meeting to December 30th.
okay, because it's Christmas Eve.
Yes. Yes.
I doubt if anybody's going to be here Christmas Eve. Yeah, no money, but
I have way too much time.
so I think that would be
Okay,
change the December 24th meeting to December 30th.
Make a motion to change the December 24th meeting to December 30th.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. And then on that same night, we would have a special town meeting. Motion for that.
Make a motion to set a special town meeting for Monday, December 30th, 2019.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? And it'll be here.
Thank you.
All those in favor?
Cool.
4-0. Number 5 is discuss and sign a special town meeting warrant.
you guys all have a copy of it. We can go down through it. Article 2 is to take $28,000 out of the Fire Capital Reserve Fund, because we didn't get the grant for the rest of the turnout gear. So that's what that would be, and that would come out of the Fire Capital Reserve Fund. Article 3 is, when Carol Ryan was here, the $41,624.08 is designated, or I guess Fire Capital Reserve, but it's by itself, but it came from Emden, so we need to move it into one, so we're not carrying 2 accounts. Article 4 is the overpayment the bookkeeper made when she paid the whole amount for the Kennebec Regional Development Authority instead of half of it. We weren't authorized to pay the whole amount, so this is what that is. And then there won't be that payment
Next.
in this budget here. Article 5 is to take the overage for the solid waste removal, not to exceed $10,000. That'll come from the tax acquired fund. That's for the properties that we tore down and moved and everything. It will not be that much. We have collected some of it, but we're just, the supplemental bill has now gone out to the people out on the Peace Hill Road right now. Then they'll attach their property from there. But that's just for any overage on that piece. don't know if you'll be over, we won't know until the end of this month.
Yeah, I'm hoping so.
Right.
I ordered 3 loads of salt more than I normally would, and it's just over $1,800 a load, so. It's like $53, $54 just for salt.
So I put that on there, not knowing if we don't need it, then we don't need it, but for me to post it before that meeting, I need to have it on there. Article 7 is to see if we would pay the $4,700 bill that Ted Berry cleaned the catch basins with. That was a 2018 bill. I put it on there. I don't, if you guys want to pay it, we'll pay on the special town meeting. This is not paying the $14,000. This is actually paying for work that was performed by Ted Berry. That's up to you guys on that one.
Are we all set with the articles? So we have a motion to sign the warrant?
Well, I'll have you guys sign at the end of the meeting, because I gotta go put your votes in. Unless you wanna,
Yep. We have a motion to sign it?
yeah, you can sign at the end.
Make a motion to sign the special town meeting warrant at the end of the meeting.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0. Department heads. All right.
The thing's been going pretty smooth. Since I've talked to Kenny about the salt, we had a truck that started skipping, and we put a cam sensor in it, and it's stopped right now. And it didn't, when we're not seeing it, this horn didn't take a skip. So I'm hoping that took care of it. But while it's out there, you got a piece of metal stuck in the front tire and ruined a new front tire, so that's about another $600-700 to get that. She hasn't got the price from me yet, just to replace that tire. And we had to put 4 tires on the back of the truck. The 2 of them was starting to split, so they're going to blow. Then I had a broken rim on the 1 ton, and another one was cracked, so we ended up having to put 2 new rims on that truck. Those was $120 a piece, so. All the equipment's up and going, and this last ton wasn't too bad. Used a little bit of material, but not a lot, so. Things are going all right. The sewers, they came and finished inspecting the generators last Friday, so should be getting a report on them. He said by the end of this week, first next week, they'll have a report on the generators. And Stevens Electric called, they're going to be here Thursday and put the pump in that they patched. And to replace that pump, like we talked for a new pump, was $24,000 and change. And that's, everything's fitted. They just unbolt it, take it out, put the new one in. And the parts to repair what went wrong with this pump was $4,400 and change. So we ordered one of the parts, plus we ordered the pump, and it's 10 to 12 weeks before we get it. So, haven't got the bill on the patch job on the pump yet. But we'll have 2 pumps more packaging as of Thursday. So. Other than that, the sewers, the hours are up because of the water and like that, but everything else is okay.
That?
Yep.
Any questions for the road commission? Thank you. Chief?
Christmas trees up at the North Station and lit. We did that a week and a half ago. We put it on our Facebook page and on our website because it was a kind of a small story behind the whole tree thing this year. Apparently, I can't, last name was Fellick and Maggie, her parents, yes, and apparently her parents died, her father passed away, and so many, like 30 days later, Mother
15
passed
days.
away. And, so they wanted to donate their trees on their land because that's something that her parents look forward to. So we put a little caption under it on both things, so that was kind of a big hit. Decorations up at the South Station went up today. Otherwise than that, it's been kind of quiet, which is a good thing for townspeople. So keep knocking on wood. IPS is coming Friday to flow test our new Sky Air packs that we got last year. And hopefully that will go flying colors. Our new gas monitor we got from Bob's Cashfield. That's a little incident in Farmington. We received those last week and did a training on it from a guy from Waterville Fire. And not all our department members were there, so we're gonna do another training in-house with it to make sure everybody knows how to use it. And we had a meeting last night, and they voted me back in chief for another year. It was unanimous. Dale nominated, and it kind of went like clockwork, so. And so to boost up morale in the fire department a little bit, I decided to do a banquet for them down at TMB's on the 16th in December. And set out everybody cooking and bring it to the station and deal with all the food and clean up afterwards. So. Otherwise than that, everything's going fairly well.
And you took the money out of what?
What?
And you took the money out of what?
Fireman's Association.
Good. Questions for the chief? Thank you, Tammy.
Yeah, the assessing contract that you guys signed, they had to correct it. They had a few things that they don't do, so I need to have you guys re-sign it. They don't do our tax maps. So they took that out. They said it should have never been in there. They've never done them, but whoever typed them up, typed it up wrong for a different town. So they've sent them copies for you guys to re-sign. It's the same.
Yep.
The motion to sign the corrected assessors contract.
Okay.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0.
I'm still waiting to hear for a meeting date regarding the abatement of the hydro. They haven't given me a date yet, so we're waiting. My bet is it will be after the beginning of the year. They don't seem to be moving too fast on it. And they're doing kind of the same thing with Madison, so we haven't got a date on that yet. I did just get the Viles appeal on, from Lee and Robbins today, actually. So she is officially appealing the post-eviction at this point. So that's gonna go to the law court. Just gonna give you that update on that one. And I put a call out to Mark Franco, but have not heard back from him yet on his answer to the appeal. I think,
Questions for Tammy?
Here's my question. How come there's never enough lines for all of us on this thing? I had the last time too. Is it consistent?
I don't know.
Okay, I'm just trying to under it then.
I didn't type that.
A lot of towns only have 3 selectmen.
Number 7 is 2020 budget update.
You guys had a few questions last meeting, so I don't know. I know to hear from the food cupboards. I don't know if you want to start with them first. I know you guys had some questions on them. When I went over there, or maybe Jeff can explain it better than I can, they made a vote if something's changed in the budget.
So, you guys had a previous vote that the town said that they could offer the money if somebody else applied for the $12,000. It would come up for a vote and they could potentially get it. The food cupboard set to budget January to January. Our budget starts right up, coming up in a couple of weeks. And the food cupboard made the vote that if the town of Anson is not gonna provide us with the $12,000 every year, then we will just bill the town for the services we have provided up until the point where we know we're not gonna get it. So if you say in March, we're giving it to Skip, which no, that's not, using him for an example, then the food cupboard will bill you because we're using our funds and we're repaid when you allocate the money to us. So we would just stop providing services to Anson residents and just bill you for the months that we provided service. Does that
I
make
got
sense?
a question, Jeff. You're paying the lady $300 a week.
Yep, that ends January 1.
That
Ends.
it ends.
It ends. After January 1st, you will not receive one penny for any time that she is committed to the food cupboard.
Okay. Then I guess my question would be who? So,
Is someone else gonna get paid?
No one is going to be paid. So it is a volunteer position and it will remain so.
is she gonna still do it?
She says she's going to stay on and provide as many hours as she can, but she's going to look for something else.
Okay.
So I,
It seemed to be, because we had a lot of stories. Last summer you had a bad spell.
Yep.
And I know that there's several people in Anson that used to volunteer there that are no longer there. They volunteered for years. And, you know, it's just kind of strange that all of a sudden you wouldn't accept volunteers.
I'm not aware of not accepting volunteers. But I've been here less than a year. I started in April or March as a board member. And then when everything kind of went south, in an attempt, I said, I'll be chairman and try to hold this thing together. And up until this point, we haven't had any issues since the little issue that we did have. The food cupboard was closed for 24 hours or something like that. I'm not aware of anybody being turned away as a volunteer.
Okay.
There were several volunteers who've been there for many years.
Yeah, so
Not
there's
there anymore.
people that were there prior to my coming.
So if they wish to go back to being a volunteer, they would.
I don't see any reason they wouldn't be able to. If we have a spot to fill, certainly, you know. We have our days where we're very busy and seem to be running short-handed, so I don't see any reason not to.
Yep, all right, well, that's good information.
And certainly they can find me right across the bridge and available 24 hours a day. So if they're having a call, a question, or whatever, they can call me anytime.
so I thought when you guys voted, if the amount was changed, services were to cease. Because I know we discussed going to town meeting when you guys.
Which I don't really understand, I don't really understand. It's either we're providing services or we're not providing services. So if you say, yes, we'll give you $6,000, I'm not sure how, as a food company, we could say, we can provide services to the same number of people for half the money.
But when we discussed this, only Anson was being talked about to begin with that day. And the other piece was, say someone at town meeting decides they want to cut that line by $500, the vote you guys took for it was going to then not serve the people.
Yeah, well, that doesn't make sense, but.
Well, that's what I said in that meeting, so that is why I want to be clear
Yeah,
on
so-
what's going on, because
No,
we don't have control when people stand up and cut lines.
I agree.
And if they do that, it needs to be clear if they cut something like that, because Arnold is right, a lot of people talk and there's a lot of rumors and
Sure.
stuff, so I'd hate for someone to get up and cut a line by $500 and then they're not being served by the food cupboard.
Right,
So,
I totally understand.
and it is a donation, so
Right,
it's
I don't foresee that being an issue, I really don't.
Okay.
Get a question for you. You haven't asked for any help for your food cupboard,
No, we don't know.
you know, and you're not going to.
We,
I put 500 in.
she said 500. I would like that to be known and clear that that $500 that's in the article for our food pantry is not for food. I mean, it is for assistance, because we inevitably, every winter, we have people that come to us and ask for, excuse me, and ask for assistance for oil because they can't make ends meet or whatever. And our procedure is to pay for 50 gallons of oil. That's the maximum that we give out. And and most of the time, the people who come to the town, and because of one reason or another, they're not eligible and they're not qualified, and they still have that need. So we, in our ministry, we provide that, but we do not provide money. We pay, and I'll call Bob's because the other one charges more. But anyway, I call and say, I need 50 gallons of oil delivered to so-and-so, bill the church, and they do that, and then we pay. And it becomes costly by the end of the season. And we do not raise, the money that we receive is from our church, from our offerings or whatever, but we do receive, each year, faithfully we receive a donation from the American Legion and the American Legion Auxiliary. And that does help to provide, but we also use that, as John can attest to that, mainly for Thanksgiving, or we also do, if we have provided, last year we provided a Christmas for a family, and the amount exceeded $500 just for that one family. Plus we have other families that we try to help if they come to us. So that $500 would be earmarked for general, well, not general, but assistance for those people who have that need. But we were very fortunate this year. We gave out 40 Thanksgiving baskets, our small church. And that was through the efforts of a lot of people. We had more people come this year to ask if we needed help. The school in Anson was so good. They helped us just fill the rest of our shelves with food. And we've had people call up, and I know they brought stuff into the town, so we were extremely successful. It was like double what we normally do. And we have, probably 25 members in our congregation right now. So we do a lot with what little that we have. We do not want to get involved, but I go to the Madison Food Pantry every Wednesday, pretty much. And what I do is I take anything that we have, because we're open on Tuesday, we have produce, we have stuff that's left over. To avoid that being thrown out or spoiled or whatever, I take it to the Madison Food Pantry and they can disperse it. I take it occasionally to Bingham Food Pantry or the other food pantries in the area. We all kind of work together that we can. I provided 400 pounds of potatoes to the various food pantries this year. But we're working together. We don't want to see things go out of control. So, and if I needed anything, I definitely would tell you that we're hesitant, but we're doing okay for what we can do. Right now, I checked it out. I was informed that I needed to make sure I had everything down when I needed to. So we're feeding, I went through the paperwork today and I've taken out like 25 families that no longer are in the area or have moved. And we still have like close to 200 people. I don't have the families broke down, but I have like possibly one person that comes in for food up to a family of 7. And I have a few of those families that are in excess of 3 or 4. But we feed about 200 people currently. And we're doing okay. We don't want to take any of the money that's allocated to Madison.
Yeah, and that 500 did not come out of 12,000, so. So nobody has changed.
Do you have the same request of 12,000?
Absolutely, no change.
Thank you.
Of course.
Any other questions?
Jeff, we'll have some money from the Legion in Auxiliary also.
Oh, perfect, thank you.
So what else are we looking at?
Nothing really changed in the admin budget. Public safety, you guys had a question on the amount of, part-time wages at the last meeting. The budget is pretty much, it's work detail and attending meetings, so you have more people coming, plus it was increased, minimum wage was increased, so they're getting paid more. That's the difference from that. I know you guys had that question last week.
I think Jim was the one that was.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, and then once he said that the increases, the wages.
Right, I just wanted to bring you guys up on that. Then I think there was a question on highway, on the insurance, because there was a difference, and that was because an employee took a different plan. So that's what that was. I don't think you had, we did add a capital. I don't think there were any other questions, any other ones, unless you guys.
And we upped on the generator.
The generator for the emergency fund. And already added a salter.
Small, sander.
Sander,
Because
sorry.
The sander, that huge sander that we bought for the 1 ton pickup, a sander to replace that one. A new one, if we had to go new, is 4,600. The used one is between 2,500 and 3,000. And usually if you find a good used one, like right now, there's one from the marketplace for 2,500, and it's in real good shape. It's a poly, it's not steel or stainless, it's a plastic poly one. And those are pretty durable, and they stand up really good. So the
So
one,
we added a 46 to it,
Where did they get added?
into your capital.
Okay.
Any questions? Comments?
Yes.
No, I think you guys wanted to talk about.
Oh.
Yeah.
Roads to be paid. So this total is Woody Bridge, even though the bridge isn't on this paper.
great.
Good, thanks for clarifying that.
And that, you see the 42,655?
What's that?
That's for Lucis Flats, but one of the bids said that the hot top would probably be included. So depending on what we do, if it's included in the bid, then that would be taken out. And I talked to the state about getting a itemized, like a spreadsheet we could take in, send the two people to take in, bid on it for the HL93 bridge. And they said the only way we could get that, we'd have to hire an engineer. And one of the contractors has already said that it would be all engineered. So that's already included in this price.
So the Husback Road is to put
Yeah, what are you doing to that?
a top coat.
That's be an inch and a half inch of surface and an inch of overlay.
I would say
A half inch of shim
shin.
and an inch over the top to get rid of the real rust. So it wouldn't be any more than an inch and a half to do everything.
What is the price of paving?
This, you see, it's all
I mean, per ton.
per ton. Some of this is 135 and some of it's more per ton. And I talked to the state about getting that they'd give me a budget price for the upcoming year. And they said that they wouldn't dare touch it yet. Go with the budget
The gravel road entrances.
Yeah, those are on Route 234, and that's pave it up enough so we can take and start with a grader and not have to keep backing out or driving out into the road, just more or less for safety purposes. The way the traffic goes down over that road.
What you gonna do on the campground?
From the railroad tracks up to the, where the telephone building is there, shim that up through there, get rid of the, because it's starting to fall apart, and get rid of the wheel ruts. It's up to, that's the worst part of that road right there, is that one section.
I can't talk, I'll call you after. That's a sick person. I apologize. $50 fine. He is sick.
Okay, can I just ask this question, because I'm missing something? This paper we had last week, or 2 weeks ago, the total is 919,401. This one is 938,326. But then if you take out, yeah, again, it drops, but why are we back up, why did we even come from 919 to 938?
Because I didn't have the new garage door yard cost in there,
Okay,
so I added that onto the, when I added all that other stuff up, I didn't have that added in there.
okay,
And then when I just redid it,
yeah.
boy, I found out.
That you
That
was
is
missing
right.
something.
And
Okay.
then that 42,655, why, I didn't take that up, so I put it on this paper here.
Right, I got that part, I was following that, but I was just curious how we got from, we went, I was just, how did that
Yeah.
jump so far?
Yeah, no, I looked at it again too after I added it all up. And
Okay,
then I see that I didn't have the garage added in. And that was one of the questions that was asked, you know,
yeah,
like a stipulation, I guess you'd say, for the permit to get the garage done, we had to pay the parking lot for the new garage. The only thing I'm not gonna do is put straight parking places on it.
have we ever had a bond this big?
What's that?
Have we ever taken a bond out that big?
We haven't, but they have.
Yeah,
That, several times, right?
Yeah,
this large?
bigger.
It's routine.
I know, but wow.
Yeah.
Just a-
If you were going to prioritize,
Definitely the horseback road needs to be done. And then the bridge, that needs to be done. And the in-town streets, the only thing I'd take off here if I want, and this, is the gravel roads. The entrances on gravel roads, and take our chances. But everything else on that needs to be done. And garage door red, I mean, talk to the planning board, and if they say.
That all won't be done this year, though, right? That's over.
It's over, yeah,
Yeah.
like the Horseback Road and Campground Road and some of the in-town streets, those can be done all at once. But some of the other in-town streets, they need to have work done to them, like this one up here, needs to have storm drains, Bean Street storm drains. Wolsey Street, there's 7 catch basins that need to be raised up through there, so that wouldn't all get done in the same year that the other ones get done. But if I was gonna take anything off, I'd take off doing the dirt roads. And we'll just keep grading the way you have been.
So if we take this bond out, and we pay it like over 7 years, right, or 6 years?
we have to do 5.
It is last one.
How much is this gonna raise people's tax? With
So
this?
your payment's gonna be
Probably
about.
They've been paying this every year.
Right, but it's gonna be about the same payment, right?
100,000 would be enough.
No?
Well, not, it wouldn't raise it 100,000.
How much is
We've been
that?
paying on the bond every year,
Right?
so you're not raising
But
an
it's
extra
80,
100,000.
yeah, you're correct.
And we use that state money to pay this. But it used to be 50,000-60,000,
Yeah,
now it's less, I guess. The
Well,
UREC money.
right, and it offset, well, it offsets your tax base.
Well, so raising so much for that.
Yeah.
So our payment on this would be what?
Right now, you're at roughly 82,000 on the last bond,
Yeah.
so you'd
And
be
now-
up to at least 100,000, but probably more than that.
Yeah. If you're
Maybe
gonna-
120,
If you're
Look
gonna
at
pay
this.
back 900,000 in 6 years, it's 150.
yeah.
So if it's 7 years, it's like, I mean, it's
Right.
just now.
So what was the last one? How much?
We borrowed 600,000
Right.
because we had 150. And it was a
So this is more,
750,000.
this is a,
It is, yeah.
Well, because of the bridge is
yeah.
The bridge is
200,000.
200 plus, so it's like
Well, yeah, when you take that
225,000.
And we can't get any grants or anything?
Found any, there's the culvert grant, but that doesn't qualify.
That
That's
can
what he's
qualify
telling
as a
us.
culvert.
I mean, I can keep trying to get them, I mean, we still have a little bit of time before you go to bond. You're not gonna go to bond till after town meeting in spring.
See if we can find something, because
But you still would need to have the taxpayers vote if they're going to bond. So if you wanna reduce something, you've gotta kind of reduce something.
Well, the bridge needs to be done.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yeah, because underpinning down underneath the water is what's given away, and the beams themselves are all flaking and rusting. So the sides of the guardrails aren't, haven't had time to hold them on. There's 3 places where they're welded on that is broke free and you can't get welded back to it, so. And the state has already inspected it. That does need to be done.
Yeah.
And like Animals Lane, that's gonna hinge a lot of the sewer department. I mean, because they said they want to put a sewer line out through there before we took and did the road, so. If they say no, they're not gonna do the sewer line, then are we gonna go ahead and pave the road and put the stone drain down through and have them tear it up 2 years later? If they do, then there should be a clause in there that if they tear the road up, they pave the whole road up over again, not just a trench.
Well, that's something that we would decide, either a way of ordering an ordinance or something.
Mm-hmm.
Are we all set for now on the budget?
Sure.
Selectmen concerns? The ending fire, we usually let them know what we're going to. You know what it is?
40,100.
I think so, yeah.
No, I think it should go 1,000.
Well, we're gonna be at
Want
what?
me to increase it 1,000?
Well, I think so. I think everything else goes up, but we have to.
Well,
Just need a motion.
what's the amount though?
I don't have, I mean, I can increase it, it's 40, I think it's 40,100.
Something. They thought back in the, I don't know, 4 years ago or something like that, they thought it was almost up to 42,000, but I haven't seen that.
Well, that number you have in your special town meeting is 41.
Yeah, but it wasn't,
But
You
that's,
guys were at 39,000 for quite a while.
We went down.
We upped it to 1,000.
we went down a few years ago because they complained. And then we was up 42, 43. And we went down, we might have went down to 39.
It was 39 at one point. And I think you guys, maybe it's 41,000. So if you up it, you'd be like 42.
Oh, I think it, should look a little bit every year, and it's not a big jump. So we could move to raise it $1,000 or whatever it is.
Yeah, so moved.
Okay, sorry.
Moved and seconded. Any further discussion? All those in favor? 4-0.
We got questions. You talked about the house on Madison Street, watching for the plow man.
Yep.
Any progress on notifying him publicly?
We gotta find what town she was left in to put it in the paper. And I can't find the New Hampshire one because the one it's gonna be within 6 months. She hasn't received her mail there in 6 months, so I have to find the closest town she's into. And I can't find one for her because
You
she's,
can't just do it locally here?
no. You have to put it at the last known address. And it's gonna be within a 6-month period.
So she just left.
And every time we try to find one, we can't find her, so that's,
So basically, we're stuck, is that,
no, that's why we need to find the farming.
Whoever's paying the fine.
Yeah.
yeah, but
I mean-
say we don't, I mean. the state's
Then I think
referring-
you'd have to go through it, no, you'd have to go through a court system at that point. I'm trying to avoid that so we don't have legal fees on
That's
that.
true. You can't leave the house there for,
No, no.
and these things, I think, drag out way too long. I think we ought to be a lot more aggressive with stuff. My personal opinion. And if it takes legal fees, so be it.
But we're pretty close on the Bloom House, right?
Waiting for an executor to be named on that one.
Okay.
The Bloom House is a different, whole different animal than that one.
We own the Bloom House.
Yep.
Right.
We do.
Are they paying the taxes on that house on Anson Street?
Yes, yeah,
They are.
they're all current.
Wow.
And that's why even, I don't have to lien them nothing, so I don't have their address. I had a phone number disconnected,
Who saw the?
all certifieds are coming
Did you
back.
see
What's that?
the guy that was plowing? Who told somebody tell you?
No, I drove by and see the door of the plow. So I know someone's plowing it out, but I haven't seen anybody there plowing it.
Or maybe someone at the post office might be them.
I talked to him.
Yeah. Even if you get me a plate number?
Anything.
What was that, probably a plowing under there? Who wrote that one?
So I have one more thing, I guess. The school district seems to be headed in the wrong direction. We met with them, we met with all the selectmen of the school district and the Madison selectmen a few years ago, trying to get them to combine services and save us money. And it seems like they've done away, they tried to do a little bit of that, but now they've undone everything that they've done. And I wonder if we should meet with the school board, not the school board, the selectmen from the other towns in this district, get together and have a meeting and see if there's other concerns. Probably after the holidays, sometime next,
Yeah, this
in January.
is not the solution to this. If the people aren't from the school board, put different people on the school board.
Well, but that's, takes years.
It doesn't.
And I
You
think,
get a chance for 2 this year.
Hooray, I came
as
off.
far as I'm concerned, we could pull out of the school district and probably save money, so.
Well, I have to say, I've been asked by the superintendent and the selectmen what our opinion would be, and I reminded him that every board of selectmen in this district wrote him a letter saying he needs to collaborate, and if measures aren't taken to show us that effort's being made, we have a hard time supporting the budget. It keeps going through the roof.
Skip, isn't there a management type of organization where you don't necessarily have to combine with like Madison, Bingham, whatever? And that the organization, you can join them, they'll help with the services and provide you with the administrative services as
I'm not sure.
There is there is a program out there, but I'm not sure if there's enough interest in this area to allow it to happen, financially. But there is some kind of management organization. I've seen other school districts, not even close to each other, that are forming and joining in this program to save money.
Well, I think the first thing is to get the selectmen together and see what the issues are, what the feelings are, and then maybe get somebody from the state to come in and tell us what there is out there for different ways of doing things. Which just to,
I think it's a good idea. We need to move definitely after the holidays, but we should move on and pick it up and go over it before the budget season for the school district gets too far in.
so we all set with setting something up like that?
So I'll contact all the time.
So and then we report.
So just
Not like
our,
that, it's understandable.
just our stuff.
Yes, just our district, yes. Anything else? Public session.
Almost sand on my road.
In the middle or on the edge?
Great.
Why am I dragging it?
Number 10.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. All those in favor? We're adjourned.